My name is Skylar Locklear, and I did my project on poverty of education. I started my paper out with poverty is the inability to meet the basic needs that one should obtain, such as clothing, food, shoes, and shelter. Poverty is much more than having enough money. It's about not being able to go to the doctor or not being able to have access to education to make one successful. Poverty strikes fear into its victims, making them question their next move. Living one day at a time, education is an important contributing factor in one being successful, and poverty shows its face in every school worldwide. What is the poverty line? According to the 2011 U.S. Census Bureau, it is a family of four, two adults, two children under the age of 18, that earns less than $23,021 a year. In 2011, nearly 46.2 million Americans were living in poverty. How many people actually live in poverty? A higher percentage of young adults without a high school diploma live in poverty, compared to the 24% of young people who finish high school. 40% of the children living in poverty aren't prepared for primary schooling, so they go into school with a disadvantage and they leave out of school with a disadvantage. Dropout rates of 16 to 24-year-old students who come from low-income families are 7 times more likely to drop out than those families with higher incomes. And this is just a quote I found by Aristotle. Poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. Disadvantages of children living in poverty. They have a lack of technology, they have a lack of supplies, they don't have proper clothing, proper hygiene, the lack of support, and more than likely to become a high school dropout. Dropouts have a higher chance of becoming criminals. Among dropouts between the ages of 16 and 24, incarceration rates were a whopping 63 times higher than among college graduates, according to the study by researchers at Northwestern University. To be sure, there is no direct link between prison and the decision to leave high school early. Rather, the data is further evidence that dropouts are exposed to many of the same socioeconomic forces that are often gateways to crime. The cost of dropouts. When compared to the typical high school graduate, a dropout would end up costing taxpayers an average of $292,000 over a lifetime due to the price tag associated with incarceration and how other factors such as how much less they pay in taxes. And that's just my work cited. And that's what I did my project on, poverty and education. We could change things if teachers got more involved in students' lives. They actually had a heart and would go out of their way to make sure their students were able to have the technology that they needed, or if our communities came together and got supplies for our students, then that would decrease the rate of poverty in the communities as well as high school dropouts. Thank you.